Check, check. Just test here on YouTube TV to see if this is streaming out correctly now. Halftime here at the Bedford Bulldogs and Pinkerton Astros game. Had some technical difficulties in the first half, and now we're just testing to see if it's working. Again, if this does cut out again, you can find the game on bedfordtv.com, channel 1072 or 23. 1072 is an HD. So that is an alternative for the YouTube stream.
Hearing you great on 1072. I don't know what's going on his.
Seems like we're back live here, and the technical difficulties have been worked out on the YouTube site for Corey Parker, the athletic director here at Bedford High School. Again, if you are having problems, you are able to tune in to bedfordtv.com and click on channel 1072. You can watch the live feed.
The Bedford Bulldogs Athletic Booster Club would also like to
And we're back here at Bedford High School, ready for second half action between the Bedford Bulldogs and the visiting Pinkerton Astros. Again, we apologize for some of the technical difficulties on the Corey Parker YouTube channel for folks tuning in around the country. Hopefully that is fixed. If it does happen again, hopefully you can refresh your browser or find us on bedfordtv.com, channel 1072. We are set for the second half draw. 25 minutes back on the clock, an 8-1 lead for the home Bulldogs. And the draw goes to the Astros as Allison Lamphere picks up that loose ball. And they will get into their offensive set. We'll see what kinds of adjustments have been made by both teams. The Astros here, again, taking the ball behind. A little scoop pass to Cellini. She drives righty. Gets back to Lamphere. Lamphere double teamed up top to Doyle. Doyle drives lefty. Guarded by Enners. Kicks it behind to Jowett. She's guarded by Grogan there. Excellent inside roll there by Abby Jowett. Very impressed. Great footwork. Got inside, but her shot goes high. But that was a solid opportunity there for Jowett on that inside roll. She'll exchange again, this time with Carolyn Dazio. She gets high, kicks it to Lamphere. Defended well. As 3 Bulldog defenders collapse on Dazio. Lamphere now. Back to Jowett. Inside roll again. Can't get it to go this time. Kicks it back to Cellini. Shadowed by Tipping. Ball comes back up top to Lamphere. Doyle now. Madsen over to Dazio. Dazio defended by Grogan, and Grogan gets called for a push. Defense adjusts. They're ready to go. Dazio kicks it behind. Loose ball there. We get an empty check. An empty check by Muir. So if there is a loose ball, you cannot check an opposing player's stick if they do not have the ball in it. That's called an empty check, and that is an infraction. Back up top to Doyle. Now to Madsen. That right side was wide open, waiting for a drive by Madsen, but she waits for her teammates to fill that position. Jowett now. Behind. Dazio wraps around, and she gets pushed. Looks like Dazio will have an 8-meter shot here as Enners pushed out. Dazio got to that goal line extended, which is just what it means. That goal line extended out right to the right of the cage and got pushed by Enners, so she will have a free position 8-meter. One-on-one now with Abby Widener, waiting for the whistle to start play. There it is. Trips and falls. Looks like she tried to pivot away, and no call by the referees. They were right there and ready for any kind of infraction. Didn't see one. Dazio took a hard fall and no call. And we're going to get a yellow card here on Caitlin Cellini. Looked like a hard check on that clear attempt. So Cellini will go off, and the Astros will be down a player for a minute. Abdel Sayed finds Matthews in the middle of the field. Matthews gets fouled on Howe. They get it up to Grogan. Whistle here. Play on. Grogan up top to Bell. The Bulldogs reset their offense. First offensive opportunity here in the second half. And the Astros are off sides. This is one thing that I have found frustrating with the girls' sport, as they were off sides. They did have an extra defender, but there's no penalty for this. There's not an 8-meter. There's no consequence of this infraction. So they do get called for an offsides. Lamphere goes back on the offensive 2/3. as they are on defense right now. Cameron Schmidt will start again. Gets it to O'Brien behind. O'Brien finds Bell, and they score. Julian Bell cut right down the pipe, got a little bit of space, a little bit of room to catch and shoot, and she cashes in for her second goal of the game. 9-1 Bedford with 20 minutes and 38 seconds left here in the second half.
Goal by number 5, Julian Bell. Assist to number 2, Regan O'Brien.
So again, we go back to that offsides call. In the girls' game, you need to keep high 4 attackers. So 4 players need to stay beyond the 30-yard line. And that offensive 2/3 of the field. So the Astros only had 3 players beyond the 30. They were called for offsides, but yet there's not really a serious infraction for that. Referees caught it, corrected the situation, and it was a restart for Bedford. But again, there's no penalty, there's no yellow card. Somewhat of a strange situation in the girls' game. We go back to the draw circle. Looks like Matthews started early. And Jowett gets possession for the Astros. Up top now to Doyle. Doyle drops it, almost corralled by Abdel Sayed, but couldn't quite get that ground ball. Doyle now behind to Jowett. Jowett now.
Yeah, I refreshed the computer at halftime.
So the Astros are still a player down. Jowett gets the inside position. She's fouled by Grogan. Grogan will go behind. Jowett will get the ball back. Rago steps in to defend. Jowett redodges to her right side. She will be double teamed until the Astros card is released from the box. Abdel Sayed steps out. Now they get it behind. Dazio back to Jowett. Cutter in the middle. Lamphere wide open. And she scores on the doorstep as Widener had no chance on that. Lamphere cuts right through the middle, and despite the advantage, the Bulldogs let that cutter roam through. So it is 9-2. The Bulldogs still maintain a 7-goal margin. 19:29 left here in the second half. Back to the draw circle. Probably just a missed assignment there. As soon as the defender turns their head, the offensive players look to make a cut, catch them by surprise, and Lamphere was able to cash in on that. Her second of the game and the second for the Astros. Matthews will go back to the draw against Jowett. Lights have come on here at the Bedford High School turf. Sun has set. Enders comes away with that loose ball and gets fouled. She'll restart quickly. Gets it to Regan O'Brien. The lights came on, and I think Bill Jennings is no longer distracted as it was time for bed for the bunny over there. We get it back up top. Bedford will burn some time off the clock. O'Brien looks to attack from the goalie's left side, gets to her left hand, strong, and we have a shooting space. So O'Brien will get that free position 8-meter. Quick, she makes that stutter step move, gets back to her left-hand side, her strong side, for O'Brien being the lefty. And the defender was a little too early and a little too far away, so she does get called for shooting space, and O'Brien goes to the 8-meter. Couple steps, bouncer, save. Lauren Sweeney gets down for that bounce shot by O'Brien and makes a tough save there to keep it a 7-goal margin. Sweeney calmly walks out, looks for open players on the clear. See some cuts through the midfield, see if she can find any of her teammates open. She looks to go there. Can't quite make the connection with Jowett. We get a legal check there on Matthews. So Emma Thompson picks it up for the Astros, gets it up to Doyle. She is chased and harassed by 5 Bedford Bulldog players, but is fouled. So Doyle picks it up, finds Jowett in the middle of the field. I'm sorry, that was Fournier. Now to Jowett. O'Brien goes for a check, gets called, so restart quickly. And Jowett will take it behind. Gets the goal line extended, defended well by Grogan. Strong defender there, but is going to get called. Tough call there on Grogan. And so Jowett will take a free position 8-meter to Widener's right side. Just over 17 minutes to play here. 9-2 lead for the Bulldogs. And Jowett on the 8-meter. Couple of steps, shot low and beats Widener for the cash. Abby Jowett pushes the Astros to 9-3. So 6-goal margin now. The Astros have a little bit of life here in the second half as they've picked up the scoring here in the first few minutes. 9-3 margin. Not quite enough scoring to make the Bulldogs panic, but they certainly need to start to settle down on the offensive end, see a couple of opportunities go their way, and stretch that lead back out. So Jowett goes back to the draw against Matthews. Enters in Grogan for the Bulldogs on the draw circle, as well as Doyle and Lamphere. I can't quite tell. I'm guessing that's Lamphere on the far side for the circle. It is. And Jowett comes away with the draw. Draw controls have been about even tonight. Lamphere kicks it behind. Now back up top to Doyle. All of the Astros players are above the goal now. Daisio brings it behind, but an unusual start to their offense. Daisio brings it all the way around the crease, gets a shot off and scores. Daisio with a one-on-one move, took a tour of the offensive end, went around behind, got high side and got the shot off and was able to beat Widener. So 9-4 here with 16:08 left in the game. And the Astros are making a push.
Carolyn Daisio.
Back to the draw circle. Now Enters will step in instead of Matthews. Jowett looks to position her teammates on the circle. Enters and Jowett crouch down as the referee positions the ball in between their sticks. It is a little bit of a delicate process here as they get the draw ready. Both of the midfielders keep their sticks parallel to the ground. The referee positions the ball in between, and there needs to be equal pressure by both players until the whistle is blown. Players then make an upward motion with their stick, and that ball needs to go above shoulder and head height, or frequently you will see it called as an insufficient draw. This time it does go high enough, and Enters comes away with the loose ball, and is fouled by Doyle. Quick restart gets it to O'Brien, and they will settle down in their offensive end. 9-4 lead, just under 16 to play. The Bulldogs hold the ball and the lead. So Bell settles up top. Grogan now. They'll cycle it through the midfield. Pass and cut away. Looks like O'Brien's going to try to ISO from the goalie's left side. They get it to Bell. Bell settles. Didn't see a great opportunity on the pass from O'Brien, so they will reset. Bell brings it out. And O'Brien goes way out to the sideline. She'll look to ISO again here on Christina Pakowski. Gets to her left side, double team. Quick pass to Bell. And although the shot went for a goal, it does not count as shooting space was called. Bell caught that ball in a threatening position, and Elizabeth Fournier was in shooting space. So Bell will take the free position 8-meter from top middle. Couple steps in, drops down and beats Sweeney for the goal. Bell's third of the day. And that pushes the lead back to 6 as the Bulldogs go up 10-4.
Enter goal by number 5, Julian Bell.
So that play was forced again by the Regan O'Brien pass into the middle. Bell caught it in traffic, did well to catch that ball as there were several sticks flying about her head and shoulder area. Had enough concentration to catch that in a very threatening position, and then the shooting space got called. 14:45 left to play in the second half, 10-4 Bulldogs. Back to the draw circle. This time, Enners will take it again against Jowett. Ball goes quickly and finds Doyle's stick right off the draw. Got out quickly after that whistle. And the ball went right into her stick, so the Astros go back into their offensive end. Cellini comes near side, finds Dazio. Dazio one-on-one with Rago. Now to Jowett. Jowett takes it behind. A little fiddle and diddle there by Jowett, goes to her left hand. Now Cellini back behind. She's guarded by Grogan. Passed off now to Enners. Up top, tipping defense. That was on Tatum Howe. She dishes to Jowett. And now Jowett's going to get a free position on tipping as tipping made an aggressive check. It will be out on the 12, though. It is not on the 8-meter. So the defense has a chance to recover here. Tipping is sent behind. Abdel Sayed and Matthews are close enough to defend, but Jowett dishes to Doyle. Doyle runs lefty up top. Dish to Dazio. Dazio looks to turn the quarter, can't quite do it. Dazio now out by the sideline. Her pass behind is errant. Tatum Howe can't quite make that catch. Ball goes out of bounds, and it goes to the Bulldogs. Abdel Sayed will pick it up. Ready for the clear. She looks to draw resistance, and does. That's a foul by Dazio. She'll get sent behind. Abdel Sayed across the field, far side to tipping, and now to Matthews. Matthews looks up, connects with O'Brien, and O'Brien is in. She will settle, though. 12.5 to go here in the second half. 10-4 Bedford Bulldog lead over the Astros. They settle. They get their weave going, pass and cut away from the ball. O'Brien now looks to ISO from that left side of the goalie again. Cutter now. Grogan backdoor. Can't quite make the catch right in traffic, but Enners picks up the loose ball. Back to Matthews, and they'll ISO from O'Brien again. O'Brien gets to her left, pulls the trigger. Wide right. Backed up nicely behind by Isabel McStowe. McStowe looks to turn the corner. And it looks like we have possibly a defender in the crease there. So McStowe is sent behind. She keeps possession, but they restart. Now Cameron Schmidt from behind. Schmidt back to McStowe. McStowe gets the edge on the right hand. Save there by Sweeney, though. Low shot. Sweeney got down for it. And it is backed up behind by Schmidt on the restart. O'Brien again. And she gets fouled. So O'Brien will restart. Push there was on Pakowski. Shot quickly there by Grogan. Won't go. But again, it's backed up by the Bulldogs behind. McStowe to Enners. Enners looks to drive righty. Back up top. Matthews gets to her left side. Cut there by O'Brien, and she cashes in. O'Brien waited, bided her time, and saw a little bit of a lane open up there. Cut strong to her left side, received the pass with her left hand, and was able to fire it past Sweeney.
Bedford goal by number 2, Regan O'Brien. Assist to number 6, Olivia Matthews.
So they push it out to an 11-4 lead. Quick scoring summary now. Regan O'Brien has 4. Julian Bell with 3. Ellie Enners with 2, and 1 each by Olivia Matthews and Sydney Grogan for the Bulldogs. On the Astros side, Allison Lamphere has 2. Abby Jowett has 1, and Caroline Daziel has 1. And that rounds out the scoring, giving the Bulldogs a 7-goal lead here with 10.5 left in the game. Back to the draw. This time, Lamphere comes away with it. Her pass to Doyle is intercepted, but no good there. And Pakowski picks it up for the Astros and legs it into the offensive area. You see Pakowski has a helmet on there. She is one of the players that has opted for the helmet. It is not required, obviously, in girls lacrosse, but players can wear the helmet if they choose to as a substitution for the goggles. Some school districts have opted to have their entire team play with a helmet. Some colleges at the collegiate level have opted for their entire team to play with the helmets on, but you still see many players, and the majority in this game still opting for the goggles. Drive now by Daziel. She gets to her right hand and is fouled, so she'll go to the 8-meter. Natalie Rago will get sent behind. And Caroline Daziel will have the 8-meter out to the right of Abby Widener. Daziel starts, gets to her right, picks the top right corner. Excellent shot there by Daziel. Widener didn't have much of a chance there. She was screened out, and that ball found the top right corner.
Big goal by number 25.
It is 11-5.
Daziel.
The Astros pull it back to 6. 9:11 left here in the game. We'll head back to the draw circle. So this time Matthews will take the draw, flanked by Enners and Grogan. Looks like Lamphere has stepped into the draw circle for the Astros, flanked by Doyle and Jowett. And Enners comes away with that. Matthews comes away with that. A little bit of a stir from the crowd as Caitlin Cellini went for an over-the-head check, missed everything, didn't connect with anything, so no harm, no foul, but it was on the near side right in front of all the parents, and we heard an oh. Not sure if you heard that at home. Bunch of nothing there. Enters now to the side, finds Matthews. And now behind. Schmidt looks for cutters, finds Grogan, and Grogan cashes. Just a quick cut there by Grogan. Caught her defender a little slow. And that's tough to do because Grogan is speedy. Very fast athlete. Made an excellently timed cut, backdoor. And
number 13.
Caught that pass from Cameron Schmidt and puts it back to a 7-goal margin as the Bulldogs go back out 12-5. So back to the draw circle. This time Matthews against Jowett, who is stepping in for Lamphere, took the last one. Lamphere and Doyle on the circle, as are Grogan and Ellie Enners for the Bulldogs. So the Astros have actually gone to the length of putting 2 defenders back on the draw now. Again, as long as the right people stay on the right parts of the field, that is legal. Loose ball goes to Grogan as they battle at midfield. Grogan goes hard lefty. She gets fouled. We'll pick it back up. Grogan pops it to Muir. Over to Tipping. That ball's on the ground. Tipping can't come up with it. Now she does. And finds Grogan. Grogan will step it into the offensive end. And now they'll settle. So again, that strategy on the draw is to put as many players on the defensive end as you possibly can to start from the draw to prevent odd man type situations, fast break type situations. So in this case, the Astros only had 2 players in the offensive zone and 6 players in the defensive zone while the 3 were at midfield. As long as, again, they keep the 4 over that 30-yard line, they're all set. Bulldogs are settling into their offense. Schmidt now behind. Stacks on either side. Little back cut there by O'Brien. Didn't want to force it, so Matthews gets the ball, top left. Her pass goes off of O'Brien's stick. Haley Davis behind. A little scoop back to Sweeney. Sweeney out front, and she finds a cutting Doyle. And Matthews shows some speed as she gets back all the way into the defensive end to prevent a fast break. Odd man situation. Pass into Lamphere, goes astray, and Widener comes up with that ground ball. She'll take her time. 6.5 to go here, 12-5, the Bulldogs lead. Pass up quickly to O'Brien, now finds Matthews. And Matthews might have numbers near side. She looks to take it herself, eats it though, and pops it back to Grogan. And again, the Bulldogs will settle things down as they look to take a little bit of time off the clock. O'Brien up top, now to Enners. Daldo, Grogan, and now Schmidt behind. Up top to Enners. Enners now to Daldo. Back up top to Matthews. Now McStowe takes it behind, looks for cutters. Finds Enners up top. Inside to Grogan. Collapsed on there, but she's going to get a free position as Doyle pushed out on the defensive hold there. So Grogan with the free position on the 8-meter, top right of Sweeney. Couple steps for Grogan, gets all the way in, and Cash is top side. Sydney Grogan with her 3rd goal of the game pushes the score out to 13-5. 4:34 left in the second half.
Sydney Grogan.
So Grogan again took several steps, got right in one-on-one against Sweeney. Brought her stick back across the cage and popped it right over Sweeney's head. Again, tough save there. One-on-one with an attacker, and you have to cover a 6-by-6 goal. And it's tough to do with athletes like Sydney Grogan. 4:34, left in the second half. It is 13-5. Jowett wins the draw. Gets hacked there by Matthews, so she'll pick it up and go. Doyle now. Her pass a little wide for Lamphere, who does well to catch up with it. Daziel now looks to take it behind. Daziel gets stuffed up top side, although it looked like she might have missed the net as Daziel tried that inside roll. Quick score update for those interested in the area. Washington Capitals are up 2-1 on the Bruins at the end of the second. Abby Widener takes it in from the end line. She was closest to the shot when it went out, where it went out, as ruled by the official. When a shot is deemed a shot by the officials, that's how the possession is determined. Matthews' pass is way high. Backed up nicely here on the near side by Emily Ulmer. Ulmer checked from behind, but that ball stays in her possession. So an errant pass by Matthews went over the head of the midfielder. It looked like Grogan, but Ulmer was there to back it up nicely. And now Enners and O'Brien will settle things down in their offensive end. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the game. 13-5. Bedford leads Pinkerton. They kick it behind. Schmidt now up top, finds Matthews. Matthews drives hard lefty, looked for Grogan inside, but that pass is batted away. Ground ball there by Elizabeth Fournier. She gets fouled. Referee nicely saying wait, as she wants to restart on the whistle here. Foul occurred inside the fan. Fournier makes a couple of nice dodges here. Looks up and finds Lamphere. If they hustle, they have numbers. Lamphere right down the gut here. Nobody stops her, and she scores offside hip on Widener. So Lamphere took it from about the 40-yard line and went right down the gut. None of the defenders stepped in to stop the ball. And Lamphere has her third of the game. So hat trick by Lamphere, number 17, the junior midfielder. She's also been taking several of the draws here in the second half. We'll go back to the draw circle again. Jowett taking the draw this time against Matthews. Matthews joined by Enners and Grogan. Jowett joined by Doyle and Lamphere. Most recent goal scorer for the Astros. That ball is up. Matthews finds it quickly. She gets it into the offensive end. Misses the connection with O'Brien, but O'Brien chases down the ground ball. Excellent hustle. Pass back into the middle. Probably ill-advised to Ulmer. But Ulmer is hacked on that loose ball. So she will get an 8-meter free position from top center. So Ulmer has a chance to push it out to an 8-goal lead. Ulmer on the restart, and she cashes in. So Ulmer pushes it to a 14-6 lead, just under 2 minutes to go on what I felt was a little bit of an ill-advised pass by Regan O'Brien, but Ulmer made good on it as the ball was on the ground and she got fouled. And we'll head back for another draw.
Bedford goal by number 18, Emily Ulmer.
So back to the draw circle. We have Matthews this time against Jowett. As they position for the start of play. Ball goes high over to Enners, who picks up the loose ball. Gets checked there immediately by Doyle. And that was an infraction of sorts. O'Brien now back up top to Matthews. Enters back to Matthews. The Astros are extending defense out now. Higher pressure, and Lamphere makes good on it as she gets the stick in the passing lane and causes the turnover. You frequently see the defense stop at the fan, right? As you can't score from too much farther out from there, so the defense usually puts their heels on the fan, that curved area above the goalkeeper's crease. But the Astros pressed out there, and they caused the turnover. And now they shovel it to Cellini. Cellini gets to a right hand, guarded by Tipping. Cellini gets to a right hand, shot is wide. Chased out by Widener, but the Astros are there closer as Dazio will get the backup. Dazio drives hard righty, switch. And we have an illegal pick. Not an illegal pick. We're going to get a push on defense, so Grogan will go behind. As in go behind the player. In this case, Lamphere. Lamphere now with the 8-meter. It is not on the fan, it's on the hash outside of the fan, so it is a tough angle for Lamphere. She passes quickly to Dazio. Dazio drives. Looks to get to her right hand. Finds Jowett coming from behind, inside roll. Good help defense by the Bulldogs, but Jowett steps through it and gets fouled. So good redodge there by Jowett as she took control. Stepped through, didn't have it on the double team, but then stepped through the double team and got fouled. So now she goes to the 8-meter for a free position. 36 seconds left here. And Jowett on the free position. 2 steps, shot, score. Jowett sees her second of the game go in. Beats Widener low on that bounce shot. With 34 seconds left, they get back to an 8-goal deficit, but 8 goals in 34 seconds is rather unrealistic, so the Bulldogs will likely come away with victory here. We will head back to the draw circle
Abigail Jowett.
For another draw. Highly likely the last of the evening. Matthews steps in against Jowett. Ball does not go high enough, so they will redraw. Quick scoring summary as we get to the tail end of the broadcast here. It is 14-7. The Bulldogs look to be improving their record to 10-2. Regan O'Brien led scorers tonight with 4 for the Bulldogs. Sydney Grogan with 3, Bell with 3, Enters with 2, Matthews with 1, and Ulmer with 1 for the Bulldogs. On the Astros side, as Jowett controls the draw, Lamphere had 3, Jowett 2, and Dazio with 2. And that rounds out the 7 goals. Jowett gets to a right inside roll again, goes high, and scores again. So Jowett finds the net for her hat trick on the evening. We will go back to the draw circle as it's 14-8 now. 17 seconds remaining. I spoke too soon and I stand corrected.
Taking a goal by number 22, Abigail Jowett.
And we'll see the same matchup here for the draw. Jowett steps in against Matthews. Grogan and Enters on the circle for the Bulldogs. Doyle and Lamphere for the Astros. Ball goes high. Good body position by Jowett. Lamphere restarts. As Lamphere was fouled. Doyle now to Jowett. Drops the ball briefly. 4-3. 2-1. That'll do it. And the Bulldogs come away victorious in what seemed to be a game they held in hand for pretty much the entire game. We expected a solid game, but the Bulldogs led by 6 or 8 goals for the majority of this contest, and they will come away victorious 14-8 this evening here. Pleased with the effort, and they will resume action next week. We'll bring you the next game, either the boys or the girls. I'll have to check the schedule. I believe it's next Tuesday evening. And we look forward to you joining us here at Bedford High School. Thanks to the BCTV crew, Bill Jennings, the whole crew there, Corey Parker, the athletic director here at Bedford High School, for sending it out on his YouTube channel. And we will see you next time. I'm Corey Mustard Tiger. Thanks for joining us.